I'm petrified of the power of Bonnie DeMantis. I am petrified of her. I know what she can do. I know you're the sheriff, but I know there was San Diego detectives, there was sheriffs, there was all these people part of this.
It was a task force.
It was a task force.
It's like going to the dentist and not saying you're going to get Novocaine and you don't get it, and you're petrified to go back to that dentist.
I understand that.
Okay.
And I, you know, I don't know what you're going to tell me. I have no idea. I can't make any promises. All I can do is give you my word that if you give us information to close, or hang on, to close some cases, we will do every effort we can to find Helen Toy.
Okay.
Okay? But without the information, I'm also going to give you my word, we're not even going to try.
Okay, no, I understand, you know, do you understand,
I do.
No, do you understand Michael Allen Buzzard Stevens? Do you understand how he thinks? Do you understand with your time that you knew him, did you ever get a feel for him?
He's a creepy motherfucker.
Okay, all right, and do you know, did you ever hear him talking about the enjoyment that he had when he would murder these women?
Nope.
Never heard him say anything about any of that?
Nope.
He realized that they were getting heroin in there every week.
They had drop lines going
2 or 3 times.
They were fishing out all day and night. We know that.
Yeah.
Trustees used to do it for them too. Trustees sat right there. When you walk down the catwalk, the trustees' station was right there.
Yeah. Well,
I know everything about
there was lawyers bringing it in.
I don't doubt that a bit.
You know, now I never did heroin. I didn't have no. I mean, the drug thing in there was like, you know what? The worst thing I did in there was, you know, you have a little Pruno. You know, I mean, that was the.
You actually drank that?
Not, you know, if you're sitting down or acting like the little sissy, okay, that doesn't want any of it, you know, then everything's suspicious, you know.
That
Everything's
stuff stumped to high
suspicious
heaven.
anyway. It did. You know, the problem was everybody in there is dangerous, man. I mean, 5A and 5B are the most dangerous people you got, you know, in that entire jail system.
Whole 5th floor is full of
You
them.
know, but anyway, going back to Stevens. Stevens.
Now, when you say cellmates, did you actually share a cell?
Yes.
Because there was 4 cells inside.
No, he came into my cell. Him and I lived in the same freaking cell.
Well, wasn't it when you were first there that you were cellies with him right off the
No,
bat?
not right off the bat. I was not cellies with him right off the bat.
Okay.
They kept me by myself.
You were in a G cell, you said.
Well, I was in the G cell to start out with, and then after the preliminary hearing, right after the preliminary hearing, I think it was after the preliminary hearing, I went into 5A.
We used to try to keep 5A people by themselves. Sometimes you had to double them up.
Well, there was a deputy that came in there and opened all the doors up, and then he walked out. And they had caught me sneaking information out to my wife for her to hang on to that. You know, it was my letter form, and they were sneaking and reading my letters. And they had found out that I was talking about, you know, his case. And next thing you know, man, I mean, all of a sudden, for whatever reason, all the doors opened up and they all came into my cell. And it was a Mexican standoff in there, and it lasted for probably about a minute and a half. You never knew John Mayer, did you? Okay, he was an escapee out of New York prison.
He was a short guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, a little short guy. He had shot a cop or 2 up back there, got in gunfights. He was killed. He was accused of murdering a husband. Well, he befriended this guy, went over to his house, and this guy was a dope seller. And once he got in the house, he pulled a .45 out and held them both hostage. He had his wife tie up her husband, and then he brutally raped her, but she was willing, you know, just let us live, you know, whatever, I'll do anything you want, just let us live. And he did her day and night, and then when it was all said and done, he took the .45 and blew his frickin' brains up. And she goes, why did you do that? I gave you everything. Because he's selling dope within 1,000 feet of the school. I mean, just brutalness, man. I mean, anyway, you know, I had these guys all in my cell, you know, because I was sliding information out to her. You know, and it would be like you. You ever been in jail? Okay.
Worked there. I did more time there than you did.
Yeah, you did. And you know, the way I presented it to Smith, it would be like, let's say you walk into a 7-Eleven store, okay, and there's nobody around. And you're looking around, and it's like, well, gee, I wonder where the one's at here. Maybe they're in a crapper, you know. Meanwhile, you're leaning on the counter, you know, and your fingerprints are getting on things, you know, and well, all right, well, there's nobody here, you know, and you're not a thief, so, you know, you grab the door to leave, and you grab the door, and you walk out, and you're the last fingerprints in that place. And all of a sudden, you know, you just happen to be maybe sleeping in your car because you're traveling from state to state. Okay, and they come out and they find you over there, and there they got these fingerprints. Next thing you know, the person is murdered in the back of the cooler or something. All of a sudden, you're a prime suspect. Never been in jail, you know, no criminal record, you know, maybe a drunk driving in your life, and all of a sudden, here you are. I mean, how do you prove you're innocent? Your fingerprints are in there. You know, maybe the person wasn't shot with a gun. Maybe they were strangled or some crap. Okay? But yet, you're the prime suspect. You're the only one. You're the last fingerprints. Well, yeah, I was in the store. Oh, you were? Really? Well, we already know you were. You know, I mean, you could be created into a situation that you have absolutely no control over. You can't afford a lawyer. Next thing you know, the handcuffs are on. You got 2, 3 detectives questioning the hell out of you. Oh, sure, yeah, okay, you know, and then you're caught up in it. And you can't get out of it. And it's like, you know, well, you need to take a deal. What do you mean take a deal? You know, well, yeah, you know, you need to take a deal, you know. Well, I'm innocent. Well, yeah, well, there's a lot of people innocent, but you still need to take a deal. You know, I mean, the fear that went through my soul inside that place, and then listening to Buzzard, amongst other people, sitting there bragging about all the shit that they had done to all these people, you know, and being a person like you, who has a good heart, who's on a mission to help clean up bad people's acts, and yet you're in that jail and you're living with somebody like Buzzard, okay, or Michael Allen, or no, what the hell's his name, Lucas. Remember Lucas? Okay? And a couple of other names, you know, that roll in there, you know. It's like, and you don't know if you're going to come home. And you can't afford a lawyer. Then your lawyer, all he does,
then family has no closure. Okay? I'm telling you, we've already got the approval if we get information about cases that can close some of these prostitute murders back in the 80s and maybe early 90s. I don't know the entire time frame. I think you have information about it.
okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. One, it's a double-edged sword for me, because every word out of my mouth, because I'm convicted of this crime, okay, that I did not commit. Okay, it's like any information that I have, and I tried after I got released. I tried to get this thing reversed, to prove that I was innocent, because I had so much that I wanted to say, okay, about what I knew. And I mean, I hired an investigator to go find Johnny May Witt. I mean, I paid the money out of my pocket after I was released to do that. The investigator flew back there and got information out of her that she flat out said, okay, and I'm bringing this up because I want to show you how much that I put into this after I was released, okay? I mean, I walked out of the jail and got to go home, okay? If somebody did a crime like that and they got to go home and it would just be, hey man, it was a stupid mistake, see you later, I'm out of here, okay? It wasn't like that. I mean, I went and I chased Johnny May Witt down. We found her. I sent an investigator there, and what it came back as is that Helen Toy had told her that that she was doing this, that I didn't do it to her, that I did not do this to her, and that she was doing this for the 40 or so many other prostitutes that the Sardi, if I remember right, said that I had killed, and that she was doing this for all the other girls. That's why she was doing it, for all the other women that I had murdered. He convinced her that I was some serial killer guy.
And that may have happened, we don't